Good afternoon, Mr. Colley.
Mr. Colley,
I hope you had a good break.
Wow.
Yes. Please be reminded that you are still under oath. And may I kindly remind you just to be relaxed and just make yourself comfortable as we proceed with your testimony. All we want to hear from you is what actually happened on that day, and just tell us all the details.
Léegi mën nga tok togaay bu jekka nga dal liñ bëgg xamé ci yow rek moy li nga xamné mo xewon ci bés bobu nga waxal ñu lépp li nga xamné mom nga ci xam.
Yes, I heard her.
Before we begin, I believe there's something that you wanted to tell us.
Bala ñoo door fokk na dafa am lo xamné yaa ngi ko bëgg wax.
About affaire solo.
It's about solo. It's not solo jiba. It's solo bojang.
Thank you very much for that information. Just kindly tell us how you recall that particular information. How did you remember that it was solo bojang and not solo jiba?
Wa jërëjëf ci xibaar bi waaye nga waxal ñu rek naka nga mëna fàttale ko ne solo bojang la waaye du solo jiba.
Bima togon fi suma memory bi dafa hawon rare way bima génné bi rek suma memory ñëwaat back.
Yes.
Fatale ko né mom solo bojang la.
While I was seated here, I lost memory temporarily, but when I went on a break, I recalled that, in fact, it was solo bojang.
And I hope that your memory is now back with us for the continuation of this testimony.
Wow.
Yes.
During the last session, you mentioned that during the parade, the IGP told you that the mission of the witch hunters was to identify witches and or wizards amongst the police force. Is that correct?
Balañ doon dem break wax nga ñu ne IGP bi xamal na leen ne ñooñu nga xam ne ñoo fa ñëw dañ ñëw pour feeñal ñi nga xam ne ñoo di ay dumma du loolu la.
Wow.
Yes.
Just within the Gambian context so that we can understand, what is a witch or a wizard?
Ni nga xam ne noonu la tëree fii ci suñ biir réewi Gambia ndax di ñu mën a waxal rek kan mooy dumma.
And also just tell us what the implications are of being identified as a witch or wizard.
Te nga waxal ñu tamit su fekkee ne nit ki tànn nañ la ba feeñal na ne yow dumma nga lan la laa jural.
It's complicated there.
Because if you don't,
when you talk about witches or wizards, I personally don't believe in it. But I think that that should not be in our society, to the extent that you would be identifying the individual in public. If that were to exist, it would be better for the individual to die than to live, because that is an embarrassment, and that is not acceptable by the Sharia. That is what I can respond to that.
And can you kindly tell us if you know who sent these witch hunters to identify witches and wizards amongst the police?
Ndax di ñu mëna wax kan moo ebal ñooñu nga xam ne ñu ngi ñëw pour feeñal ñan ñoo nekk dumma ci biir police yi.
Diga mun ma ko wax because yi fi jaarul ci man damay gis jékki-jékki rek gis leen fa.
Truly speaking, I cannot say because things did not pass through me. I just suddenly saw people appear before me.
And just going through the normal chain of command, can you tell us where such orders would have emanated from, seeing as the IGP was obviously fully on board and had given them permission to come into the building and to do whatever work they came to do?
Buñ ko seetloo ni nga xam ne noonu la ndigal yi dee jógee ci kaw di wàcce ci suuf ding ñu mun a wax IGP bi li nga xam ne moom la joxe woon ndigal ci xew-xew boobu nga xam ne moo amoon ñooñu fa ñëwoon.
waaw point boobu noonu boobu IGP moo mun a uy question boobu because li xew mooy bu gars yi ñëw direct si ñun junior ranks yi.
On that point, I think it's the IG himself who can answer that question, because when they came, they did not come directly to us, those of us who are junior officers.
Unfortunately, I don't have the IGP sitting in front of me. You're the one sitting in front of me. So just if you can answer the question to the best of your ability where such an order could have come from. For example, where would the IGP ordinarily get an order from?
Li ci métti nag mooy ne IGP bi toogut fi yow yaa fi teew su fekkee ne dig ñu mun a waxal rek ci li nga xam ndigal bi fan la jógee ñëw ci IGP balaa IGP di indi ndigal li ci yéen.
waaw bañu ma ndigal bi mun ma ko wax waaye xam naa ne war na nekk chain of command because IGP mu ngi answerable direct to Minister of the Interior.
As for the order where it came from, I cannot say. But I know that the IGP was directly under the authority of the Minister of the Interior.
And Minister of the Interior mu ngi answerable direct to the President bi toog si toog boobu.
And the Minister of the Interior was also directly answerable to the President.
Order bi ni mu ñëwee loolu mun ma si wax loo xam ne daal du ma si sori.
But I cannot say the manner in which the order came.
And we understand that, but can you tell us who the president was in 2009?
waa loolu moom xam nañ ko waaye ndax dig ñu mun a waxal kan moo nekkoon président bi ci jamono atum 2009.
Yaya Jammeh la.
It was Yaya Jammeh.
And who was the interior minister?
Kan mooy woon interior minister bi.
Suma fàttewut foon Ousmane Sonko.
If I don't forget, I think it was Ousmane Sonko.
As far as you know, would there be any instance where the president would give direct orders to the IGP, for example?
Comme yow ci sa wàlli xam-xam ndax am na benn jamono joo xam ne dina xew ci anam yoo xam ne président bi moom dina jox ndigal ki nga xam ne mooy Minister of Interior wala IGP bi.
waaw foofu li ma ci mën a tontu mooy position boobu dafa xaay man mun a xam ma mun a ko xam because mun na am mu joxe direct si IG o mu joxe direct ministre jox direct order si IG waaye boobu man munuma ko xam.
I cannot say much about that. It could be that he would give direct orders to the IGP or to the minister, but I cannot say much about that.
Let's move on to what happened at the parade.
léegi nag ñu dem ci lan moo xew ci jamono ji nga xam ne dajale ngeen police yi foofu.
You were just about to tell us how individuals were identified or selected as witches or wizards. Just give us the detail of how that actually happened.
yaa ngi commencé woon di ñu waxal ni nga xam ne noonu lañ seppee nit ñi pour feeñal leen ne ñoom ay duma lañ ndax di ñu mun a waxal naka la loolu xewee.
Sorry to interrupt. Just can you push your microphone a little bit back and push it down a little bit? Sorry about that. That's the message from the interpreters. Yes, thank you. Please proceed.
Egalil.
Waaw parade bi bu ñu bulo falling ñi falling be pare.
When we blew for the falling and after the falling,
then ñi ñëw address ñu ne ñi identify yépp nañ nekk nañ falling yépp ñu falling.
Then they addressed and they said that those that are going to be identified, they should fall in. After they did all of that, at that time, those that were dressed in red and their traditional trousers, and there are those cow horns they had, and their mirrors started to point. When they point, they pointed at Yaya Dabo. They pointed at Sise. And then they pointed Kumba Jata.
Wow,
And then they said, these are the wizards and the witch.
Tell us how they pointed at them and what did they use to point at these 3 officers.
wax ñu naka lañ leen seppee ak lan lañ jëfoo bi nga xam ne ñu ngi leen di seppi pour feeñal leen.
Seeto ak béjjén.
They used the mirror and the horn.
And how would they use the mirrors and the horns to identify these people?
Naka lañ doon jëfoo seetu yi ak béjjén yooyu pour xàmmee leen.
So demonstrate mun naa ko def de.
Please do so.
If you would allow me, I will make a demonstration.
Waaw dinañ kontaan lool bu fekkee ne mun ngaa def loolu.
Mun naa def loolu.
I can't demonstrate.
Please carry on. You can get up if you want to.
Waaw mun naa jóg.
Yes, please.
Yes, I can get up.
We need the assistance perhaps of the usher for the mic so that we can hear the witness as he demonstrates.
When they come, this is what they will do.
Hold on, Mr. Witness. Please proceed.
When they came, they will do this. They had a juju and a horn and their mirrors. When they come, they will make this and this. And if it is you, they will ask you to come out of the line. Then they'll come to the next spot. When they do this and do this, if it is not you, they will pass and move on to the next person. Do this, and then tell you to come out. That was how they proceeded until they identified the 3 individuals.
Thank you very much, Mr. Colley, because this really helps us to understand what actually happened and how it happened.
jërëjëf Mr. Colley lii won nañu te leeralal nañu naka la amee ak niñ ko defee woon.
You mentioned 3 names.
tudda nga fi ñetti tur.
That were identified and selected as witches.
ñoo xam ne tànn nañ leen seppil nañ ne ñoom ay dumma lañ.
You mentioned Yaya Dabo.
tudda nga fi Yaya Dabo.
Who was he?
Kanay Yaya Dabo.
Yaya Dabo, police officer, chief superintendent.
He was a police officer, a chief superintendent.
Do you know what particular position he held at the time?
Wow, more in charge of personnel.
Yes, he was in charge of the personnel.
Is he currently in the police force?
Actually, now he's there.
What is his current position?
Chief superintendent.
He's a chief superintendent.
I meant that's his rank. But would you be able to tell me what position he holds right now?
Lolu ma xamam la na dig ñu mëna won ban place la yoré jamono ji.
Waaw mu ngi North Bank as a chief of operation.
Yes, he is at the North Bank as chief of operations.
What about the Cisse you mentioned? Can you tell me his full name and who he was?
Naka Cisse bi nga wax nak dig ñu mëna wax turam ak mom kan la won.
Lamine Cisse.
What was his position?
Mom ban place la yoré won?
Cisse mu ngi on the plane cloth. Fatina ban office lañ ko poson. How much CID, how much CIU?
He was under the plain clothes, but I cannot recall what office he was attached to.
Can you recall his rank?
Fatale ko ma xama bim amé won.
Cisse sergeant la won.
Cisse was a sergeant.
In your statement, you mentioned Mustafa Cisse.
Mustafa, exactly. Mustafa Cisse.
Mustafa. Mustafa Cisse de.
Momla.
He's the one.
So it's not Lamin Cisse, it's
No,
Mustafa
not Lamin
Cisse.
Cisse, Mustafa Cisse.
Bondo Lamin Mustafa la wara don.
Thank you for that clarification.
Not Lamin, Mustafa.
Jerejef ci leral bi.
And where was Yaya Dabo and Mustafa Cisse identified?
Fan lañ feñalé Yaya Dabo ak Mustafa Cisse?
Ci parade ground bi.
At the parade ground?
What about Kumba?
Naka Kumba?
They identified her in our office. That was where they met her.
And it's a him. I know it's usually used as a female name. It's a him.
Okay, thank you.
Perhaps I should ask the witness, was it a woman or a man?
Kumba momu nga tudda góor la ndax jigéen?
Kumba góor la desul tubé ko man. Góor la.
Kumba is male who dresses in the trousers just as I do.
You mentioned that the identification was done in the parade. Can you tell us how Kumba Jatta was identified out of the parade in his office? What happened? What led to that?
Wax nga ñu ne lii fiñ dajale woon police yi ci suuf la woon léegi ndax dig ñu mun a wax Kumba Jatta mii naka lañ ko tànnee ci office am bi pour feeñal ne moom duma la.
Kumba Jatta mu jotoon ñëw ci parade ground bi waaye dañu dem ba office am ñu fekk ko fa.
Kumba Jatta did not come to the parade ground, but they went and met him at his office.
Where was his office?
Fan la office am nekkoon?
Banjul station ci suuf, first office.
It was at the Banjul station under first office.
What was his position at the time and his rank?
Moom ban place la amee woon jamono jooju ak lan mooyoon ma xamaam?
Superintendent.
He was a superintendent.
What position did he hold?
Moom ci ban place la nekkoon jamono jooju?
Moo nekkoon assistant commissioner of Banjul.
He was the assistant commissioner for Banjul.
So he was quite a senior officer at that time.
Bon mel ni moom kilifa la fa woon de jamono jooju.
Wow.
Yes.
Can you tell me a little bit more about him? How was he regarded within the police force, for example?
Di ñu mun a gën a wax affaire am naka lañ ko gisee woon ci wàlli police bi jamono boobu.
Li ñu ko gisee de ñu ne dafa bari téere de.
Well, the way he was perceived is that he had too many charms on him.
So you said you left the parade ground and you went to his office. Can you tell us who accompanied you to the office of Kumba Jatta?
Nga ne jógee nga fi nga xam ne fa ngeen dajaloo woon ngeen dem office am ndax di ñu mun a wax kan moo la gunge woon ba ngeen a dem office Kumba Jatta?
Ñun command bi yëpp ñoo fa dem.
The whole of the command, all of us went there.
And what happened when you got to his office?
Ba ngeen eggee office am nag lan a xew?
Ñu eggee rek gaa yi dugg rek commencé génne seen béjjén yi.
As soon as we arrived, they went inside and they started removing their horns. They pointed at him. The other one removed a mirror, pointed at him, and then they asked him to stand up. When he stood up, they told him that this purse has charms, remove them. He removed them. After that, they asked him to remove his shirt. After they removed the shirt, they untied all his charms. Those charms would probably fill a bag of rice. They removed all of them and put them inside a bag and took them away.
How were they able to remove all of these jujus?
Naka lañ mënoon a génnee gàllaaj yooyu yëpp?
Because dañu taxaw ci kanamam dañu taxaw ci fu mu taxaw noonu ñu ne ko génne tekki mu tekki yëpp.
Because they stood in front of him and they asked him to untie them and he untied all of them.
Were some of these jujus under his clothes, for example?
Gàllaaj yooyu ndax yenn yi ñu ngi woon ci ron yéreem yi ci misaal.
Dégguma foofu de.
Gàllaaj yooyu ndax ci ron yéreem yi la nekkoon.
Waaw am nga gàllaaj foo nga takka ko sa ndiga.
Yes, you know, for charms you must tie them at your waist.
So was he required to undress?
Dañ ko laajoon pour mu summeeku.
Waaw.
Yes.
And did he have to undress in front of all of you?
Léegi nag moom dafa summeeku woon ci seen kanam yéen ñëpp.
Yes, he undressed inside the office there.
Was it in your presence and the presence of other officers?
Ndax yow yaa nga fa teewoon ak yeneen police itam ñu ngi fa teewoon yeneen officers.
The office is a little bit small, all would not fit in, but I was standing behind. But I heard him being asked to remove his charms.
And where was the IGP at this point?
Jamono jooju nag ana IGP.
He was there.
And did he perform any particular role?
Ndax moom am na benn taxawaay boo xam ne jël na ko foofu noonu.
Well, his role was just to be present with them there, going in and coming out.
Who ordered Kumba to undress?
Kan moo digal Kumba pour mu summeeku?
These are the people who were dressed in red and had these horns.
And I just want to understand how they came to locate Kumba. Because the identification was done at the parade, all of a sudden, they ran towards Kumba's office. How did they know to run in that direction and to look for Kumba?
Dama buga xam naka lañ xamee Kumba ba seppi ko ci biir ñooñu ndaxte ñi nga xam ne ñoom lañ doon feeñal yëpp ñu ngi ko doon defee ci suuf fa nga xam ne fa ngeen dajee woon naka lañ jékkee-jékki rek xalaat Kumba dem dugga fekk ko office am tànn ko foofu noonu.
IG directly.
They were working with the IG directly and they went there.
Are you saying that the IG led them to Kumba's office?
Yes.
Bon da nga bëgg wax ne IG moo leen jiital yóbbu leen office Kumba.
Wow.
Yes.
And why do you think Kumba was singled out in that way?
Lan moo tax nga foog ne dañ moo tax ñu sempi ci Kumba ci anam yooyu.
Well, based on what my thinking, maybe it's because of the charms that he had with him.
And was it public knowledge or perhaps knowledge within the police force that Kumba had all of these jujus?
Léegi xam-xam la boo xam ne askan wi yëpp xamoon nañ ko wala ñi nga xam ne ñoo nekk ci office bi ñoom ñoo xamoon ne Kumba dafa amoon gàllaaj yi yëpp.
No, I cannot answer that. I don't know that. The answer to that.
And do you know why Kumba was not at the parade on that particular day?
Xam nga lan moo tax ba bés boobu Kumba moom bokkutoon ci ñi nga xam ne ñoo dajee woon foofu ci parade bi.
If I don't forget, I think he said that he was sick, so he would not be able to attend.
Do you know how old he was?
Xam nga Kumba jamono jooju ñaata at la amoon.
Around 50 60.
He was old. I think at that time he was 50, going up to 60 years.
After he was stripped of his jujus, what happened next?
Léegi gannaaw boo xamee ne futti nañ ko génnee gàllaajam yooyu yëpp lana xewaat.
After they took his jujus,
back to the parade ground.
The men dressed in red and their horns returned back to the parade ground.
So parade bi dafa am benn garab bu fa nekk.
There is a tree behind the parade ground.
Tiri la garab lifini tiri la.
It's a palm tree.
Foofu fekk ñu fa takka seen benn béy.
There was one goat which they had tied there.
Ak seen ganaar.
And their chicken.
De ganaar bi du bu jigéen de bu góor kanko góor bu baby bu góor la ganaar bi bu góor la.
It was a cock. The goat was a male goat, and they had a cock also there.
Ñi rendi ko.
They killed.
Bi ko rendi fo be pare.
After they did the killing, they took the blood from these animals, dug a hole, and buried the blood.
Then from there,
they took their meat plus the cock which they had killed and went away.
And when they dug the hole and put the blood of the cock and the goats in it, was there anything else that was put into the hole?
Léegi bañ gasee pax boobu rendi béy wi ak ganaar gi jël deret yi def ko ci pax moomu ndax am na leneen loo xam ne defaat nañ ko ci pax bi.
su ma fàttewu de foo naa bu ñu ko gasee bi ñu de rendee ba pare dañ gas pax bi ba pare sotti fa deret bi
If I don't forget, I think after they dug the hole, they poured the blood in there and then they buried it.
Where was the IGP at this point?
Jamano bobu ana IGP?
He was there.
And where were you positioned?
1 kilometer away from them.
Mr. Colley, you really could not have been 1 kilometer away from them if you saw what happened.
Ben kilometer do ci mëna tollu mëna xam lan mo fa xewon.
That is just a figure of speech. But after they did what they did, and I come to the conclusion that I did not understand what was happening, I moved out of the group.
I know that you've mentioned that a hole was dug near a palm tree, I believe. Can you tell us exactly what location within the parade grounds this hole was dug? And perhaps maybe just so that we can understand, tell us where the parade ground also was located within the headquarters of the police force.
Xam naa ne wax nga ñu ne rey bu liñ doon rey noonu ñu ngi ko defee ci ron garabi tiir wax ñu nag diggante boobu ak fa nga xam ne fa ngeen dee dajee def parade bi diggante bi naka la toll wala boog su fekkee ne mun nga ñoo wax sax fi ngeen dee defee seen ndaje moomu muy parade bi fan la ci toll ci biir makaani police yi foofu.
waaw dafa mel ni fu ñu dee def parade bi comme fi commissioner yi toogee nii ak yii nii banta yi fu mu nekk nii foofu mooy parade ground bi.
The parade ground distance is between where the commissioners are seated and where you had these barriers, these sticks here as barriers.
Then corner bali bi nekk on your left hand side fu weer yi em nale.
Then the corner at the left where the glasses end.
Foofu la tree bi nekk.
That is where the palm tree was situated.
Sorewut.
It was not far.
Was it close to any building in particular?
Jegeñ na ben tabax foofu noonu.
It's right step bi nekk ci gannaaw headquarters sooy wàcce ci last floor.
It's at the right by the steps of the headquarters if you are coming down the stairs from the first floor.
So it was located at the rear of the story building of the police headquarters.
Bon dafa melni ci gannaaw taaxi police headquarters bi foofu la nekkoon.
Wow.
Yes.
And it was on the ground floor.
Te mu ngi féete woon ci suuf.
Wow.
Yes.
Was it located, for example, near the NDA offices?
Ndax mu ngi jege ñoo nag office NDA bi?
No, it's far from it.
All right. Please continue and tell us what happened.
Léegi nag egalil wax ñu lana xew gannaaw loolu.
Léegi nag identification bi bu mu amee ba pare.
After the identification happened,
just continue from where the burying of the blood ended.
Léegi jëlee ko fi nga xam ne foofu lañ suulee deret yooyu noonu jëlee ko foofu nga eggale.
From there now bu ñu suulee deret bi ba pare.
After they buried the blood,
ci borom reer si gàddu seen ndawal bi ak seen ganaar.
The men dressed in red took the carcass of the goat and the cock.
Léegi instruction mi mu ne képp ku xam ne identify nañ la.
So, but an instruction was given which said that whosoever was identified should go and report to them. This is the men in red.
Okay. Before we move on to who they should report to, let's just go back to the scene of where the cock and the he-goat were slaughtered. After they buried the blood, did anything happen? Did the witch hunters ask the police command or the men to do anything at that particular juncture?
Léegi fi nga xamee ne foofu lañ reyee béy bu góor bi ak ganaari sixa bi ba pare ba suul deret bi ndax am na leneen loo xam ne balaa ñoo dem am na loo xam ne xew na fa ci jamono jooju loo xam ne def loo nañ ko fa nit ñi.
Foofu de moom mun ma fa seede because lu xewoon mooy dama xawoon a sori.
No, I cannot testify to anything there because what happened is I was a little bit far from the scene.
From where you were standing, did you see anybody assembled near that particular hole that had been buried.
Yow fa nga tollu woon noonu ndax seen nga dara loo xam ne mu ngi doon xew ci boor yi fa nga xam ne fa lañ gasee woon pax moomu.
non buñ ko defee rek ñu xam ne ñu bëri ñu nekkoon si society seen society sax dina randu ñu bàyyi leen ñoom leen foofu.
When they were doing that, even those that were close to them went away and left them to themselves.
What about the IGP?
IG was with them.
So
he used to move with them.
So who else was with them?
I cannot recall.
Can you tell us what you understood by the slaughtering of the goat and the slaughtering of the cock and burying the blood in a hole? In your own understanding, what was it? What was going on?
Yow ci sa wàlli xam-xam ak ci sa wàlli gis-gis lan nga foog ne moo tax ñu gas pax moomu jël deret yooyu suul ko fa yow ci sa gis-gis lan nga foog ne moo tax.
In my own observation, I think that was a calamity. Islam frowns on it. Anyone that is engaged in such, you are almost like worshipping idols. So I don't believe in that. So that was why when I saw what was happening, I got scared and I ran away. Because I have studied what God has directed through the faith and also in humanity. And also,
it's not normal.
It was not normal for in a workplace to bring something like that and perform that ceremony. That was not in line with normal procedure. So if you look at things and you weave them clearly, you will see that there was something fishy about what was happening. That was why everyone around ran away from them. That is what I know.
You have said that this incident was idol worshipping. Is that correct?
That was it.
You have also said that this was against the doctrines of Islam.
Yes, it's true.
It was also against the rules and regulations of the police force.
It's true.
It was not an official function that should have occurred during working hours.
It's true.
Can you tell us why it happened then?
I wouldn't be able to tell you or know why it happened.
Because
if you look at things, I was a junior man and I did not have the authority to give any directives for anyone to engage in such activity. And also, my work does not permit me to do such a thing. I do not have the capacity to do it. That was the reason why. So I don't know what was the reason.
You have mentioned that the IGP was clearly there and he condoned whatever was going on.
Wow.
Yes.
Do you know why he complied?
I wouldn't know.
Can you tell us more about the presence of Solo Bojang during this activity? You have already mentioned that he was very close to the president and he was there with other members of the state guard.
Solo Bojang dëggal na wax nga ñu ne ku jege président bi la woon teewaayam lan la woon foofu ak ñeneen ñi nga xam ne ñoom la fa nekkal.
fa beni moom teewaayam bi ak ñi ñëw foofu noonu man xawma ci dara lu tax ñi ñëw foofu.
His presence and those that he came along with, I do not know the reason why they were there, but he was there.
As a member of the State Guard, he was a personal bodyguard or one of the personal bodyguards of the president. Is that correct?
Comme que moom mu ngi bokkoon ci ñi doon garder foofu State House bokkoon na ci ñi nga xam ne ñoo doon garder président bi wala moom ci boppam moo doon garder président bi noonu la.
Foofu garde bi oruma de waaye xam naa ne daal all occasion su ma demee daal man dama ko dee fekk foofu su yaay jëmi nekkee any programme moom dafa dee nekk.
On the side of securing the president, I cannot say much, but I do know that wherever there was a gathering, especially where Yaya Jammeh was present, he normally would be around.
Would he be involved in such a high-profile event, considering the circumstances, without the knowledge or the instructions of the president at the time?
Ndax moom dina war a bokk ci aw xew-xew yu am doole yi nga xam ne mu ngi doon xew jamono jooju te fekk ne amul ndigali président bi.
Foofu mënuma fa tontu de foofu xamuma fa dara.
I wouldn't know. I have no idea about that.
Okay, let's move on, Mr. Colley. You mentioned that there was an instructions for those who had been selected to go with the witch hunters. Is that correct?
Wax nga ñu ne amoon na ndigal nag buñ joxe ne ñi nga xam ne ñoom lañ tànn seppi leen ne ay duma lañ nañ dem ànd ak ñooñu nga xam ne ñoo leen tànn.
Waaw ndigal la.
Yes, it's true.
Where did that instruction come from?
Ndigal bi fu mu bàyyee ko.
Inspector General of Police.
It came from the Inspector General of Police.
And where were they supposed to go to, in particular, with the witch hunters?
ñoom fan ci boppam lañ waroon a ànd ak ñooñu doon tànn duma yi.
According to the information, maa ngi dégg Colley awma Kotu.
According to the information, I heard they were to go to either Colley or Kotu.
Can you be specific, if you know?
Su fekkee na xam nga daal di ñu mën a wax Colley la wala Kotu ban la ci.
Kotu.
Do you know what that particular place was? Was it a residence or an office or?
Ndax xam nga ndax foofu ci Kotu dëkkuwaay la wala office la wala fan la.
Musuma fa gis musuma fa dem musuma ànd ak ñoom foofu sax.
I have never seen the place. I have never been there. I have never gone also with anyone there.
But you may have heard, Mr. Colley.
Waaye mun naa am xëj na dégg nga Mr. Colley.
I heard that they were to be taken either to Kotu or Kololi. It's one of these two places.
Do you know if it was somebody's residence in Kotu or Kololi?
Xam nga ndax dëkkuwaayu nit la foofu Kotu wala Kololi?
No, they did not give me that information.
Was any instruction given as to what was supposed to happen once they got to the destination?
Am na benn ndigal buñ joxe woon pour wane ne ñooñu ñu tànn lu leen di war a dal la wala luñ leen faa def la buñ eggee foofu.
Xam nga man deewuma fa du mun a wax.
You know, I did not go there, so I would not be able to tell you.
We know that you were not a witness, but perhaps you can tell us what information you heard as to why these people were supposed to go there and what actually happened when they got there.
Xam nañ ne teewuloo fa woon waaye xëj na du ñàkk nga am xibaar bu la won ne ñooñu suñ fa eggee lii moo leen faa dal.
Xibaar boobu moom xam nga news moom da nga déggal fu nekk waaye man according to li ma dee déggal si ñeneen ñi di wax.
You know, for news, you will get information from different angles. But according to what I heard from some individuals, they will take them there and give them something to drink, which I do not know what it was.
Was there any other thing that they were supposed to do apart from drink something?
Ndax amoon na leneen loo xam ne moom lañ fa war a def lu uute ak naan loo leen dara?
No, I wouldn't know.
Just to take you back to the situation after the hole had been dug and the blood was buried, the blood of the goat and also of the cock. We have information that suggests that after this was done, the senior officers of the Gambia Police Force, as well as the junior officers and the men, actually swore on that hole.
Dafa am nag xibaar buñ jot ne gannaaw buñ gasee pax moobu ba jël deret yi sotti ko ci ñi nga xam ne nag ñoom ay kilifa leen ci police yi ak ñi nga xam ne ñoo féetoo suuf dafa am waat boo xam ne def nañ ko foofu ca pax ba.
To be honest with you and go between me and God, I did not see that.
The information is that they were supposed to swear allegiance to the ex-president Yaya Jammeh. Did you hear anything about this after, even though you did not see it?
xibaar gi ñu am mooy ne dañ war a waat pour wane ne dinañ ànd ak kooka nekkoon président bi di Yaya Jammeh ndax déggoon nga loolu su fekkee sax gisuloo ko ndax dégg nga ne loolu amoon na.
That kind of talk has never entered my ears.
All right, thank you very much. Just going back to the men who were selected, apart from men, were there any women who were selected?
léegi nag ñu delluwaat gannaaw ci ñooñu nga xam ne ay góor lañ ñu seppi leen ne ay duma lañ gannaaw góor yooyu ndax am na yenn jigéen yoo xam ne tànn nañ leen ne duma lañ.
Police headquarters de jigéen tànnuñ ko góor rek laa gis foofu.
Only men were selected at the police headquarters, no women.
So no witches were identified, just wizards.
Bon mu ngi mel ni tànnuñ fa benn doma bu jigéen domay góor rek lañ tànn.
The females escaped. It was only the men that were.
What do you mean the women escaped?
Loo tekki si soo waxee ne jigéen ñi dañ rëcca.
Because their judges did not, maybe their judges did not indicate to them that women were part of the witches.
Were there any women on the parade?
Amoon na yenn jigéen yoo xam ne ñu ngi fa woon.
Ñëpp ñoo mix up, ñëpp.
All of them were there. We were mixed up.
Apart from the officers that you've mentioned, were there any other officers who were selected?
Gannaaw kilifa yi nga xam ne ñoom nga tudda nii police yi nga xam ne ñoom nga tudda nii ndax am na ñeneen ñoo xam ne tamit feeñal nañ leen.
Man de ñii laa xam.
For me, these were the ones that I knew.
Did all of the officers report to the destination they were instructed to go and drink? What you mentioned was supposed to be drunk.
Léegi ñooñu nga xam ne ñoom lañ tànn nag ba wax leen ne nañ dem fekki leen foofu kóotu wala kóolóoli ndax gannaaw gi xam nga ndax li ñu wax ne moom lañ faa naan doon nañ leen ko.
That is not clear to me because I did not go there.
Let me take you back, Mr. Colley, and jog your memory. You told us that Yaya Dabo was selected, Mustafa Cissé, and Kumba Jatta. Is that correct?
Pour fàttali la rek wax nga ñu ne Yaya Dabo tànn nañ ko Mustafa Cissé tànn nañ ko ak Kumba Jatta noonu la.
Waaw.
Yes.
Did all of them agree to go to this particular destination in Kootu or Kololi?
ñoom ñett yëpp ndax nangu nañ pour dem fekki leen foofu nga wax ne moo nekk Kootu wala Kololi?
Déedéet.
No.
Nanguñ.
They did not accept.
Who agreed and who disagreed?
Kan moo nangu ak kan moo bañ?
Yaya Dabo nangut.
Yaya Dabo did not accept to go.
Mustafa Cissé nangut.
Mustafa Cissé did not also agree to go.
Kumba Jatta rek lañ yóbbu.
It was only Kumba Jatta they took.
And how did they take Kumba Jatta?
Naka lañ yóbboo Kumba Jatta?
After the parade.
It was after the parade.
Parade bi jeexee.
After the parade came to an end.
Bu ñu wone ne ñettay nañ dem.
After they were called that these three should go.
Ñaari ñu ne duñ dem.
The other two said they were not going.
Kumba Jatta ak gaay ñu ànda.
But Kumba Jatta went along with them.
And do you know where they took him to?
Ndax xam nga fan lañ ko yóbbu?
Comme ni ma wax rek Kololi o Kootu.
Just as I said earlier on, it's either Kololi or Koto. I am not too sure which of the two places it was.
What happened after Yaya Dabo and Mustafa Cissé refused to go?
Léegi Yaya Dabo ak Mustafa Cissé biñ bañee ne duñ dem lana xew?
Well, affaire Yaya Dabo moom bossam moom bu bañee dem.
Well, for Yaya Dabo, after his boss refused to go, nothing happened to him.
Mustafa Cissé mom line transfer to Fatoto.
He was transferred to Fatoto. I heard that.
Wow.
Yes.
And were any instructions given in relation to these two people?
Léegi ndax am na benn ndigal boo xam ne def nañ ko lu aju ci ñaar ñi.
Instruction bi mooyoon ku bañ a dem nañ la charge police la oo ñi yóbbu la ñu dismiss la.
The instructions was that anyone that refuses to go, you should be charged or worse off, discharged from the service.
And who gave that instruction?
IGP.
Kan moo joxe ndigal boobu?
Inspector General of Police.
Inspector General of Police.
When did he make that statement?
Kañ la wax kàddu yooyu kañ la ko gaaral?
Ci suuf balaa ñu tasaaroo wax na ko.
Was down just before we dispersed. He said so.
During the parade, you mean?
Balaa ñu foolaat mu ne képp ku ñu identify bañ a dem di make sure ne lañ la charge ñu yóbbu la si moom mu ñu dismiss la.
He said that before we dispersed from the parade, that anyone that was identified and you refused to adhere to the direction to go with them, they should charge the individual and take that file to him, and he will dismiss the individual.
And what did you think about those instructions, considering the fact that you had already said everything that went on that day was wrong?
Waaw léegi nag naka nga gisee ndigal boobu gannaaw boo xamee ne yow sa bopp sax wax nga ne ni nga gisee mbir yi ni mu doon demee sax warut.
Wrong rek dafa wrong rek.
It was wrong, just wrong.
And how did you feel about it as RSM? You were responsible for discipline in the force.
Yow mi nga xam ne yaa nekkoon RSM yow yaa saytu mbiri yar gi nga xam ne moom lañ war a yar police yi foofu yow lan nga yëgoon jamono jooju ci sa bopp.
Maire be futti de doo si mun dara.
I was angry, very angry, but I couldn't do anything.
Did you protest?
Ndax wane woon nga sa naxar?
They would have dismissed me.
And in relation to what the IGP had said, do you know if Yaya Dabo and Mustafa Cissé were charged with any disciplinary offenses?
Léegi nag gannaaw bu IGP waxee loolu ba pare Yaya Dabo ak Mustafa Cissé ndax xamoon nga ne am na benn yar boo xam ne daan nañ leen ko.
Yaya Dabo bi de kenn charge ko kenn punish ko.
Yaya Dabo was not charged. Nobody punished him also.
Comme Mustafa Cissé bi dégg naa ne din transfer nañ ko from headquarters to Fatoto.
But as for Mustafa Cissé, I heard that he was transferred from the headquarters to Fatoto.
Let's start with Yaya Dabo. Why did nothing happen to him after the IGP had given instructions for him to be charged and disciplined?
Léegi nañ tàmbalee ci Yaya Dabo lan moo tax ba moom defuñ ko dara gannaaw boo xamee ne wax nañ ne moom yar bi daf ko war a dal moom Mustafa Cissé lan moo tax moom dara dalut ko gannaaw loolu.
Boobu mun ma si xam dara de.
I cannot say much about that.
And you have already said that he is still in the force and occupies a high position up to date.
Wax nga ne léegi ba tey mu ngi ci police bi te mu nga fa amee maxaama bu kowe ci police bi.
Ben tey mu ngi fa.
Up till now, he's there.
Mustafa Cissé, you mentioned that he was sent to Fatoto.
Mustafa Cissé moom wax nga ne dañ ko ebaloon mu dem liggéeyi Fatoto.
Waaw.
Yes.
Was that as a result of disobeying the direct instructions of the IGP to report to the destination?
Ndax loolu li ko waral mooy lim nanguwut ndigal gi IGP joxe pour mu dem uyu ji fa nga xam ne foofu lañ leen wax ne nañ fa uyu ndax looloo waraloon ñu yóbbu ko Fatoto.
Foofu mënuma fa tontu boobu mu xawma si dara.
I wouldn't know.
What wouldn't you know, Mr. Colley? You just told us, and I'm just asking you to confirm what you said.
Yow léegi nga ñu ko wax man dama doon bëgg rek nga wéral kàddu googu nga xam ne moom nga ñu wax loolu laa doon bëgg a wéral rek.
Waaw comme ni nga ko waxee ni xam nga su fekkee ne wax nañ ko ne mu dem mu bañ te ñi transfer ko to Fatoto kon du mu bañ a dem moo tax ñi transfer ko Fatoto.
Just as you said, if they had given an instruction for him to report to a particular place and he failed to do so, and subsequently he gets transferred to Fatoto, yes, you will take it that is the reason why.
Where is Fatoto?
Fan la Fatoto nekk ci réew mi.
Fatoto foofu la Gambia em foofu la Koyna.
Fatoto is where the Gambia ends. That is where you have Koyna.
That is the last police station in the Gambia.
Fofu moy police station bi mujja ci rewi Gambia.
Yes, ma.
Yes, ma.
So sending Mustafa Cissé there, would you consider that as punishment?
Légui bu fekkee ne ebal nañ fa Mustafa Cissé bon dafa melni dafa am yar buñ ko doon yar.
A policeman la di.
Yes, it was a punishment.
And was it generally considered that people who were sent to Fatoto were being punished?
Ndax loolu gis-gis ñëpp la woon ne képp koo xam ne ebal nañ la Fatoto rek dafa am yar buñ la doon dóor.
Edit, a different issue.
No, this was a different issue.
Okay, but in this particular instance, you do agree that it was punishment for Mustafa Cissé.
waaye bon dafa mel ni nag moom xew-xew bii moom boo gisee mu am dañ ko def Mustafa Cissé pour yar ko.
Man loolu suma xel jox.
That is what I was able to perceive.
Were you present when these two officers were being charged or disciplined?
Ndax yaa ngi teewoon bi nga xamee ne ñoom ñaar ñooñu ñu ngi leen doon def yar googu noonu.
Gisuma leen yëguma ko sax.
I did not see them. I was not even aware of it.
You already told us that as RSM at the headquarters, you would be present for all disciplinary proceedings.
Dang ñu fi wax ci gannaaw ne comme que yow yaay RSM bi bépp yar goo xam ne ñu ngi ko war a def police dang fa war a teew.
Or it would be referred to you, or you would have knowledge of it.
mel ni dinañ ko ebal ci yow wala boog sax di nga ko yëg.
Dëgg la foofu wax naa ne man may RSM bi foofu waaye yeneen décision bi inspecteur général police mun a jël léegi mun na jël without consulting me directly mun naa ko defal boppam.
Yes, I did say so, but there are instances where the inspector general will take decisions which will not come to before me.
And what would be some of those instances?
Léegi loolu yan façon yi anam la dee nekka.
mooy anam comme ne charge bu mu wax nii charge yooyu noonu amul benn charge bi nga xam ne charge nañ leen ñi foot ko si man ma war a maaj orli room bi gisuma boobu.
Just as in this occasion where there was no charge sheet which they would bring to me, which I would now forward to the orderly room.
We have information that you did march these officers to the orderly room with the charges.
Am nañ xibaar guñ boo xam ne wane nañ ne yow yaa jël officer yooyu yóbbu leen ci orderly room bi ak li nga xam ne moom lañ leen daan.
Foofu weddi naa foofu.
I deny that one.
Where did you get the information about what happened to Mustafa Cissé?
Fan nga jotee xibaar bi aju ci li nga xam ne moo dal Mustafa Cissé.
Si biir headquarters laa dégg ne ñu ne Mustafa Cissé is transferred to Fatoto dafa bañ a dem fu ñu ko Essa Bajo ne mu dem ak gars yi transfer nañ ko and transfer boo gis def ni ko de publicity force order.
I heard that information at the headquarters that Mustafa Cissé was being transferred to Fatoto because of his refusal to adhere to the directives of the Inspector General, Essa Baji, to report where he was supposed to report. And in fact, any transfer that was to be made had to be published, and that used to be in the first operations.
Can you tell us on this day, during this witch hunting exercise, what rank did Mustafa Cissé hold? I believe you mentioned he was a sergeant, but just confirm.
Jamono jooju nga xam ne nag ñu ngi tànn pour feeñal duma yi ndax di ñu mun a wax jamono booba Mustafa Cissé ban maxaama la yore woon dëgg la wax nga waxoon nga fi ne sergeant la waaye ñu bëgg ko wéral rek.
Ma fàttewut corporal la aw sergeant la daal si ñaar yi.
If I have not forgotten, he was either a corporal or a sergeant.
Do you know whether his rank changed after he was transferred to Fatoto or before?
Xam nga ndax maxaamaam amoon na benn soppeeku bu ci am gannaaw boo xam ne nag ebal nañ ko pour mu dem liggéeyi Fatoto foofu.
Man since bu mu dégg ne dem na ko tegatuma ko but ba bis yàlla tey bi.
Since I heard that he was being transferred to Fatoto, that was the last time I saw him until this day that I am speaking to you.
Do you know whether his rank changed? That was my question.
Xam nga ndax maxaama bi mu yore woon am na benn soppeeku loolu laa laajte.
No, boobu waruma de.
No, that is not clear to me. I wouldn't know.
We have information that he was actually demoted from the position of sergeant.
Dafa am xibaar buñ jot nag ne dañ wàccee maxaamaam sergeant bi mu nekkoon dañ ko wàccee.
Man de yëguma ko te mun naa am waaye yëguma ko de.
I was not aware of it. It could have been.
Apart from, I mean, you've told us everything so far that you knew about the witch hunting exercise on that day. Do you have any other information you would like to give us in terms of what happened or what you had later heard about those who were taken away and what had happened to them?
Léegi yow wax nga ñu li nga xam yépp ci tànna duma boobu nga xam ne ñu ko doon def léegi ndax gannaaw loolu nag amul yenn xibaar yoo xam ne yëg nga ko wala loo dégg ne xew na ci ñooñu nga xam ne ñoom lañ fa yóbbu woon.
xibaar bi ma dégg mooy dañ ne yóbbu nandal leen man xaw ma lan lañ leen nandal.
The information I heard that when they are taken, they used to be given something to drink, but I do not know what this thing was. And because I was not there, I would not be able to say exactly what it was they were given to drink.
Mr. Interpreter, I believe Nandal doesn't mean just drink. There's a special connotation to Nandal. I don't know, perhaps if you could help us with the correct interpretation.
Perhaps I will indulge your assistance.
Sorry?
Perhaps I will indulge your assistance.
I know what it means, but I can't explain it. Perhaps Madam Interpreter can help us.
Okay, I've just been reliably informed that that is a concoction.
But it is for a particular reason why you would be given the thing to drink, perhaps to cleanse your system or something like that. That's my understanding. Perhaps we can ask the witness.
Okay.
What do you mean by Nandal?
That is to give you something which you drink.
And what would that drink do to you? What would it do to your system?
Léegi nandal boobu lan laa def ci yow bu fekkee ne naan nga nandal bi lan laa def ci yow lan laa def sa yaram.
I would not be able to tell except those that we are giving it to drink.
You were also you also informed us that as RSM, you're in charge of all the other regional RSMs in the country. Is that correct?
Wax nga ñu ne comme que yow yaay woon RSM bi fii yow yaa saytu woon yeneen RSM yi nga xam ne nekk nañ ci yeneen gox yi ci biir réew mi yëpp loolu la.
Waaw.
Yes.
Did the other RSMs in other regions report if anything similar to what had happened in the police headquarters? Did they report if anything like that had occurred in their own regions?
Yeneen RSM yi nekk ci yeneen gox yi ci biir réew mi ndax am na ci ñen ñoo xam ne ñëw nañ xamal la ne loolu nga xam ne moo xew ci makaani police yi fii xew na ñoomi tamit ca gox ga nga xam ne foofu lañ nekk.
Well, awma benn report si region si yëpp awma benn report boo xam ne loolu xew na fi am na lu xew foofu lu mel ni xewoon headquarters.
I did not get any report from any of the regions on anything similar to that which happened at the headquarters.
What about any information you may have heard in regard to other sister forces or other institutions in the country where this took place?
Naka ndax am nga yenn xibaar yoo xam ne xew na ci yeneen béréb yi amee wàlli kaaraange gi wala beneen béréb yoo xam ne benn liggéey bi ngeen a liggéey ci yeneen boor yi nekk fii ci biir réew mi ndax am na yeneen xew-xew yu xew ci foofu.
No, I knew nothing about those. I'm only aware of what was happening within the police force.
And would you be able to tell us this witch hunting exercise that happened at the Gambia police force, why do you think such a thing was necessary to do within the police force, i.e. to identify witches and wizards, considering the fact that it was not part of your official function?
Léegi tànn bi nga xam ne ñu ngi doon tànn dëmm yi di leen feeñal lan nga foog ne moo tax nag ñu ñëw defee ko ci fi nga xam ne moo di màkkaani police bi tànn fa dëmm yi góor yeeg dëmm yi jigéen ñi pour seet leen fekk sax loolu moom bokkul ci yéen seen liggéey police lan nga foog ne moo tax nag ñu war a ñëw ba foofu di ko fa defee.
I do not know why, but it was not correct.
And what about any other incidents related to the witch hunters in other regions, for example? Did you hear anything?
Lu aju ci mbiri tànn duma yi ndax yëg nga ne xew na ci yeneen gox yi fii ci biir réew mi?
I did not hear anything and I know nothing about it.
But Mr. Colley, you were in the country at the time, you were at the police headquarters, and even civilians knew what was going on. You must have heard something.
Wa Mr. Colley yaa ngi woon ci réew mi te yaa ngi woon ci fi nga xam ne moo di màkkaani police yi fii ci réew mi ñi nga xam ne sax nekkuñ police ñoom yëgoon nañ xibaar gi ci ni nga xam ne noonu la doon xewee ci yeneen gox yi ci réew mi ndax yow tam yëguloo woon benn xibaar bu nuroo loolu.
yëguma benn xibaaru te lu tax du ma mën a yëg benn xibaaru.
I did not have any information, and the reason why this was because
man I am based always maa ngi headquarters foofu la xam lu fa xew guddi ak bëccëg.
I was based at the headquarters, and so that would be the place that I would know what was happening there both day and night.
lépp lu nekk outside kenn su ma nit waxut duma ko mun a xam because duma fa dee dem.
Whatever transpired outside, except if someone told me, I normally would not know.
waaye su ma diggante ak yàlla kenn waxut ma dara am na lu xew si other regional level.
But between me and God, nobody informed me as to what might have happened in other regions. And if I had known what happened there, just as I knew what happened at the headquarters, I would have said so. I wouldn't have hidden anything. That was why when you ask me these questions, I tell you that I don't know.
I understand that you may not have known at the time that it was happening, but surely you must have received information afterwards about what happened in other regions, just like the rest of us. So that is where my question is directed at.
So gisee ma laaj la loolu xam naa ne xëj na jamono jamoo xew doo ko yëg jamono jooju waaye gannaaw bi comme ñun ñëpp niñ ko yëgee rek xëj na yow tam yëgee nga ko noonu.
xam nga soo déggee ni yaa ngi yëg fekk yaa ngi dem or am nga ku la jox information.
Well, if you should talk about hearing or being aware of something, it's either you've been there or you have someone who relays information to you.
Man fi ma xam mooy kër office kër.
What I know is my house to the office, from the office to my house.
No bantaba, no vu.
I have no bantaba. I don't go to any voos.
So loolu moo tax am na yoo xam ne de mun na xew te du ma ko xam.
That is why there are some things that may happen, but I would not know.
Did you later know what happened to Kumba Jatta?
Léegi gannaaw bi ndax xam nga lan moo dal Kumba Jatta gannaaw boobu.
xaw ma si dara after bu mu jógee fa man boobu laa suma affaire génn si ñoom ñëpp xaw ma si dara find out man lijjante wu ma affaire.
I didn't know anything. That after that was the last time I knew anything about them. I did not find out. I did not bother to check as to what happened to them.
Did he come back to work?
Ndax Kumba Jatta dellusiwaat na ci liggéeyam bi.
ñëwaatoon na.
He returned.
And what happened to him when he returned?
Léegi bi mu delsee ci liggéeyam bi lan a ko dal.
dafa continuer liggéeyam.
He continued with his work.
What was his condition like when he returned to work?
Bi mu delsee liggéey si naka nga gisee anamam naka la meloon moom.
dafa weak de.
Well, he looked weak.
Please give us further description, and what do you mean by he looked weak?
Léegi gën ñoo waxal naka la mel ak soo waxee ne dafa weak dafa loof lu mu tekki.
weak bi mooy bi ma ko gis ak nu mu ñëwaatee back yaramam bi dafa change.
The weakness was this: the way I saw him when he was going, and the way he returned, his body was weak.
And do you know the reason he was weak? And do you know the reason why his body had changed after he came from the destination he was sent to?
Ndax xam nga lana taxoon mu loof noonu lana tax yaramam soppeeku gannaaw bu mu dellu si waatee fa nga xam ne foofu lañ ko ebaloon ndax xam nga lu tax.
wax dëgg yàlla xaw ma ko de because waxul ma dara man tam laajtewu ma ko dara.
To be frank, between me and God, I do not know. I did not ask him, and he too did not tell me.
Mr. Chairman, can you just excuse the witness for a few minutes? Thank you. Mr. Colley, I hope you're fine to proceed now.
Mr. Colley, foog naa léegi pare nga pour àggali.
Wow.
Okay, we have very little to cover now. We're almost at the end of your testimony.
Léegi tey sax ñu jeexal sa seede bi lu tuuti rek lañ war a umba.
I believe you've already told us that after Kumba was taken to the destination, he was taken to Inkotu or Kololi, where you had also previously told us that certain concoctions or liquids were given to individuals to drink. He came back and was not in the same condition. Is that correct?
Wax nga ñu ne Kumba gannaaw boo xamee ne jël nañ ko yóbbu ko foofa ca Kootu la wala Kololi naan loo ko fa nandal boo xam ne ba mu dellu si waatee daal yaramam dafa soppeeku dool nga ñu wax.
Waaw.
Yes.
You said that he appeared weak.
Wax nga ñu ne daal dafa mel ni ku lóof.
Waaw.
Yes.
And can you tell us what his condition was like before he left the police headquarters on that day?
Di ñu mun a wax ba naam doon bàyyeeko police ci headquarters bi pour dem foofu naka la yaramam meloon.
He was healthy.
He was very healthy. He was well.
So we can reasonably conclude that whatever was responsible for his weak condition was as a result of whatever was done to him whilst he was at the place he was taken to.
Bol mun nañoo wax ne lépp loo xam ne moo waraloon ba yaramam bi loof sabab bi yépp mu ngi bàyyeekoo ci jamono joo xam ne ñu ngi ko yóbbu woon foofu ca Kootu wala Kololi jox ko fa nàndal boobu loolu mooy woon sabab bi tax yaram bi yépp loof noonu.
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much. Just one final statement I would like to make is that investigations are still going on within this investigative theme. So therefore, if you have any other information to give us, please do so, because we will be hearing other witnesses who will tell us more about what happened that day at the police headquarters. So if you have any point of clarification to make or additional information you wish to give us, this would be your opportunity to do so now before somebody else comes and says something that might contradict perhaps what you have said here.
Léegi ci fii ci liggéeykaay bi fii am na ci ñoo xam ne seen liggéey moom moo ëmba mbiri gëstu yi nga xam ne ñu ngi koo def te loolu jamono ji mu ngi continuer di am. Léegi su fekkee ne yow am na dara loo xam ne ñëw na ci sa xel wala xibaar boo xam ne bëgg nga ñu koo jottali mun nga koo def parce que ñu ngi continuer di def gëstu yi te mun naa am ñeneen dinañ ñëw wax fi loo xam ne uute na ak yow li nga wax.
Waaw doo dëgg la.
Yes, that's true.
Waaye man li ma si mën di wax rek lépp li ma wax fi tey.
But whatever I said, all the things that I said today here,
gannaaw maa ngi waat Alquran.
Given that I have sworn to the Holy Quran,
du ma wax lu dul dëgg.
I will not say anything other than the truth.
te lépp lu ma fekkee sama bët yi fekkee ko gis ko.
And everything that I witnessed, that I saw with my own eyes.
soo jëlee paaka nga teg ko sama boutique bi dana koo wax.
Even if you took a knife and put on my stomach, I would still tell you the truth.
waaye lépp li ma leen wax tey di loolu laa fekkee loolu laa gis te loolu laa mun a wax.
But everything that I told you today was what I witnessed and what I saw, and that is what I can say.
loolu laa ci xam.
That is what I know.
And thank you very much for that. We've come to the end of your testimony. Mr. Chairman, I hand over the witness to you for any questions you may have.
waa jërëjëf seede bi fi mu nekk nag bon jeexal nañ yow seede yi nga xam ne moom nga fi doon joxe léegi nag ñu jébal ko Mr. Chairman su fekkee ne moom am na dara loo xam ne war na ko cee yokka.
Thank you very much, Counsel, and thank you, Mr. Abdou Colley, for your testimony. Mr. Colley, kontaan naa lool correction bi mu nga def from Lamine Cissé to Moustapha Cissé. Parce que ku tudda Lamine Cissé du mën a nekk doom.
I am pleased with the rectification that you have made from identifying Mustafa Cissé as Lamine Cissé, because someone called Lamine Cissé cannot be a wizard.
Commissioners, if you have any questions to ask, please proceed. We'll start with them on the left, on the right-hand side. Commissioner Jones, you have the floor.
Thank you, Chairman. Mr. Colley, just one question for you, please.
Jërëjëf Chairman, Mr. Colley, Commissioner Jones mu ne dafa am benn laajte rek bu mu la bëgg a laaj.
Following the visit of the witch hunters, I believe I can call them that.
Gannaaw boo xamee ne ñooñu nga xam ne ñoo doon rëbba dëmma yi gannaaw buñ fa ñëwee ba pare.
And the subsequent identification of 3 of your colleagues as witches.
Te gannaaw boo xamee ne nag tànn nañ ñetta ci sa naataango yi ne ñooñu ay dëmma lañ.
What was the mood like at the police headquarters and within the Gambia police force in general?
Ci yéen ñi nga xam ne yéen ay police ci makkaan bi foofu ak sax ci ñeneen ñi nga xam ne police lañ ci biir réew mi ñoom naka lañ meloon jamono jooju naka la seen yëg-yëg meloon ci mbir moomu.
Kana am naxaro rek ak mer ak amul pexe waaye xam naa ne identification bi.
We were saddened, we were angry, but we had no means to take care of the situation.
xam naa ne bu lii xewee ñëpp kontaan ñëpp ñu ngi mer waaye kenn mënu si wax dara kenn du ñeme.
I know that when this thing was happening, all were angry, but there was nothing anyone could do.
Thank you. Commissioner Kinte, followed by Bishop.
Commissioner Kinte mooy laajte si.
Mr. Colley, maa ngi laaj nga ne Moustapha Cissé biñ ko transfer.
I want to ask, you said when Mustafa Cissé was transferred,
Fatoto.
when he was transferred to Fatoto,
Ci nga ko mujjee gis.
that was the last time you saw him.
Waaye ndax ba tey mu ngi liggéey si police bi ak bu dee loolu la fan nga dégg ne fa la nekk.
But do you know that whether he still works in the police force, and if so, can you tell us where exactly is he been posted at? It was later that I heard that he left the police and that he had traveled.
te fum dem yow xibaar bi leer na la ne mu ngi foofu mu ngi dunda.
And where he has gone to, it is clear to you that he is actually alive. I have not heard any announcement to state whether he has died or otherwise.
Mr. Chairman, perhaps I can just clarify. Mustafa Cissé is still alive, and we hope to hear from him.
Alhamdulillah. Bishop, you have the floor, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Jërëjëf, Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Abdou Colley, is it part of the rules of engagement of the Gambia Police Force to entertain witch hunters?
Mr. Colley, li ma la bëgg a laaj mooy ndax lii dafa bokk ci liggéey Gambia Police Force pour ñoom ñuy nangu nit di ñëw di tànn ay dëmm ci seen biir.
fii fi ma mun a tonte boobu dafa génn si système bi completely ñëw système boppam waaye bokkul si rules.
The way I can answer is that this is happening completely outside of the rules of engagement. This is not part of the system.
Thank you. Deputy Chair, you have the floor.
And thank you very much, witness. Thank you, Chair. I have one question.
Jërëjëf seede bi jërëjëf léegi man benn laajte rek laa am pour laajte.
This is related to your professional work.
Loolu mu ngi aju nag yow ci sa bopp ci sa liggéey.
You have said that you had an alternative education.
Yow yaa ngi wax ne jàngi alxuraan moom nga jànguloo jàngi tubaab.
And you were recruited into the police with those qualifications.
Te ñu ngi la jël tànn la dugal la ci police bi ak xam-xam boobu.
What I want to know
li ma bëgg a xam mooy
was whether at any point in time during your professional career
ndax am na benn jamono ci sa jamono ji nga xam ne yaa ngi doon liggéey.
Did the police force
muy liggéeykaay police bi
arrange for you to attend English proficiency classes?
Ndax defal nañ la ay ndimbal pour nga teew ci ay jànga yoo xam ne di nga fa jàngi angale.
They have not thought about it. They have never inquired about it. They did not even care about it.
Thank you.
Jërëjëf.
Thank you. Imam C, you have the floor.
Abdou, na nga def?
How are you, Abdou?
Paul?
Are you able to understand Fula? Because I heard that you were in Futa studying the Quran. Yes. The kind of Fula that was spoken in there and the one I hear here are not the same. There are two kinds of Fulani. You have the Tukulor. You have the Pol Futa. I don't speak Pol Futa, but I speak Tukulor. And that's just a little bit of it. The reason why I'm saying this to you, my Arabic education, the ways I have passed through, if I should narrate to you what I went through, you will applaud me for my struggle. Let me allow you first to go ahead with your questioning, but then when I'm given the floor, then I will say everything.
Wow, Mane.
Now I am saying
those
three individuals that were earmarked as witches, were wizards and paraded there. Those three police officers that were identified. And they put all of that allegations on them. Don't you think that it was Sol Baji who identified those individuals so that they could be prosecuted?
Huh? Fine.
What you say here, Imam, I heard. But if you looked at the way things were operating, the service is a little bit complicated. It's a chain of command. It has a starting point and where it goes to. This question that you just asked me, there is only one person who will be able to answer that question if he were to come here. And that would be the Inspector General of Police then. Because for me, I dealt with the men on the ground.
So administrative area
anything that has to do with administrative, which is a national in character, it will come to me and then I will make it happen. That is the only thing that I do. Other than that, there is nothing else.
Thank you very much indeed for that. Mr. Colley, if you have any concluding remarks, you may proceed to make those now.
Jërëjëf Imam léegi nag Mr. Colley su fekkee ne am nga yenn kàddu yoo bëgg a gaaral mën nga koo def léegi.
Jërëjëf Chairman.
Thank you, Chairman.
maa ngi nuyu yeneen Chairman yi nekk si topp si yow.
I want to greet the other chairpersons who are following after you. I am well pleased to be seated here today. I have never appeared on television, but tonight I will appear. But for some, they will be surprised about my issues today. The people that I am seeing today and what I am hearing, it's like day and night. The TRRC is waking up Gambians today. Gambians were asleep, but today The TRRC today, what it is doing is very good for the country. We are civil servants. We are junior workers. But what we encounter in our life is pathetic. But your TRRC has made it possible for us to speak out about things that have passed. Anyone that should speak onto a microphone, whatever you chop off, you will throw for the crocodiles to partake in the meal. All of that is as a result of a lack of faith. All of the problems, if we should re-examine ourselves, from the first day, if truth was in existence, all of this wouldn't have happened. But what God wills, nobody can do anything about it. But what I would like to advise you on, may God protect you and keep you in your positions, and for the Gambians to try and be united as one, and to temper our hearts, and to know that whatever you see in this world will one day come to an end. But at the end of it all, it's only truth that will be everlasting. So please forgive me for this statement I'm making, because always what I used to say is what I will repeat today again. And that is my statement, my personal statement at my place of work. What I used to tell them at my place of work is that despite all of the running arounds, whatever or how much you run around, at the end of the day, it's only the country that will be the finality. You come to the other way in Mandinka, going around in circles, at the end of the day, only truth will be established. If we told each other the truth, then we will be able to be independent. We will have peace. I'm pleased to appear here before the TRRC. But if you don't know, you will be panicked, and you probably put yourself in a situation where you will not be able to control yourself. But what I do believe, as a Muslim, I see no one in this world, and to have something happen in front of me, and I should be asked, and I will not tell you. If it is the truth, if it is a lie, if I said it, I will tell you I said it or I did it. I am someone that has his own principles. That is why some people think that I am very harsh. And it is not that. When you have a child, you have to straighten up the child while the child is still young, so that when the child grows up, he becomes a good leader tomorrow. Any child you hear that is wayward from the father's house or the mother's house, blame the parents. There's a discipline for the child, there's education for the child. Discipline is not all about beating. Discipline is talking, giving advice. So I am pleased. Imam asked me a question which I would like to answer before I close. Imam, where I passed and the things that I have passed through have been difficult. I have been bald-headed. I carried pots on my head, begging for alms. I was beaten. But what I have gone through, my children, my child will not go through that until they leave this world. I will not release my child to go elsewhere to seek knowledge, that is to say, go and get punishment or hardship. But all of that is the seeking of knowledge, which was the result. But God assisted me, and I got what I went for, and I returned home. When I returned home, I served my nation
30-something years service.
For 30-something years in the service. This is the first time I am standing and speaking in a television. As the Wolof would say, a soap will not cleanse itself. But I do respect all. I'm happy about you. May God bless that the TRRC would move forward. May God protect you and protect the nation. And whatever you are heading towards, may God make it possible for it to be achieved. This is what I have to say at this time. I thank you all and I applaud you all. May peace be unto you all.
Thank you very much indeed, Mr. Colley, for those concluding remarks.
Mr. Colley,
we will now take a 1-hour lunch break, maybe add another 5 minutes to it, and resume at 2:45 sharp.
Léegi nag ñu dem jël break dellu si waat ñaari waxtu yu bu passé ñeent fukki minute ak juróom.
Thank you all. Meeting is adjourned.
Jërëjëf.